He began cooking at age 10, founded a restaurant-level supper club at his LA home at age 12, scored a New York Times Magazine cover story at 15, and opened his own restaurant in Manhattan at 19. Chef Flynn McGarry is the Mozart of haute cuisine, and the story of his improbable rise in the American culinary scene is captured in a new documentary 6 years in the making, titled, appropriately enough, Chef Flynn. Here's a look.
Well, the ingredients are all laid out, but we can't seem to find the chef. Oh, here he comes. Excuse me. Chef Flynn?
2 sets of hands. Fire 4 duck, 2 VIP. And get my mother out of the dining room. We have a writer from the New York Times coming. They told us you need to be prepared for what's going to happen with this.
Did you get it? That's so cool.
None of the press I've asked for.
At what age do you think you're going to become a regular chef?
I think I'm nearing that point.
He wants to be taken seriously. This pressure is part of this business.
I need 1 more set of hands. I need hands!
He wants the top of the game, and that's fine dining.
I don't think any of this would have happened if I had a very traditional mom. There's a huge part of it that's just letting me do my own thing.
At what age do you think you're going to start looking like an adult?
Some might say I'll be a boy forever.
Did you just have a sip of champagne?
No, this is apple cider.
And joining us now are the director and cinematographer of Chef Flynn, Cameron Yates, and the chef himself, Flynn McGarry. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
So Flynn, how did this all start for you? How and when and why did you decide that this was going to be your life?
I mean, I don't think it was ever sort of like a conscious, like, this is going to be what my life is. I mean, I started cooking when I was 10. It was sort of, my parents got a divorce. My mom didn't really want to cook, and so sort of thought that I would just kind of, very casually, just to kind of take it on. And then sort of very quickly realized that there was just something about kind of food and cooking that I was really kind of enthralled by. And so I just sort of spent all of my time learning everything that I could. And then started working in restaurants. And I mean, yeah, it was sort of always just like, kind of went with this thing of like, I was enjoying it, and there was always a gradual next step to go towards. So it never was really me being like, I'm going to be a chef of the restaurant and all this stuff. It kind of just happened very kind of naturally.
So Cameron, as I said in the introduction, you spent 6 years making this film. That's a big investment for one film. Why did you do that?
You're right, yeah. I mean, I work on these long-term documentaries, so I think it's important to spend a lot of time with your subjects and get to know them over the course of years. And I was excited to tell Flynn's story as he was growing up and becoming a chef. And I was also excited because his mother had shot all this incredible footage since he was a baby, and I was excited, the fact that we could use this to tell the entire story, sort of a decade in the life of this boyhood of him growing up. That's what really drew me to the project. So.
And there's a lot of that. First of all, how did you hook up with this story?
So I read a short article about him when he was sort of emerging, and I contacted him and his mother, and we met up in LA for lunch, actually, for the first time, and that's when we started to get to know each other.
So Flynn, as I said in the introduction, when you were 15 years old, you were on the cover of New York Times Magazine, one of their food issues. It's in the film. Also in the film is the incredibly negative and downright nasty blowback you got on the internet because of that. Why?
I mean, I don't truly know why, because I wouldn't do that. Some people didn't like it and thought that others should have been on there.
But I think you were in a TED Talk or something like a TED Talk where you mentioned the fact that you upset people because you kind of shattered the traditional way of becoming a chef, right? I mean, the 10 or 20 years where you head down until you become a chef, you were doing on the internet, you were doing these pop-ups, and maybe you can explain what a pop-up is, and suddenly you were on the cover of this magazine, and it upset a lot of people who spent a lot of years doing that.
Yeah, I mean, that's essentially what it is. I mean, yeah, I think now, I think the sort of industry, as any industry, sort of has to adapt for the kind of modern age where you can get so much more information in such a quicker period of time. You don't have to just go work somewhere to learn, because I mean, so much of learning is just kind of getting the information, and then there's the part of like actually doing it. And so my thing was I was always working in restaurants on the side as that sort of practicing how to do it. But also started doing these pop-ups where we would pop up for one night in a restaurant, or originally did them out of my mom's house once a month. And there were ways that I was just practicing cooking, practicing all these things. And I think that's the funny thing, where it's like, essentially, the same things need to be learned still in any kind of industry to be good at it and to kind of excel in it. But I think now it's sort of like there's a lot of tools and opportunities that if you use them right, you can do it a lot quicker.
So in the traditional way of becoming a chef, you think it's a thing of the past now, pretty much?
No, I mean, I'm always one for sort of like whatever works for you.
Okay.
I mean, I learn best by sort of just doing.
Yeah.
And so that was how I could learn the most and be the best chef that I could.
You know, Cameron, you read a lot of reviews and they say, look, the film is obviously about Flynn's rise, improbable rise in this industry, but it's also, and perhaps even more, about the interesting dynamic and drama of his relationship with his mother, Meg. Was that your intention? Are they right?
Yeah, I think they are right. I mean, for me, that was always something that brought me to the project, and their dynamic and their relationship is fascinating to me, the mother and son relationship. And I tend to make films about untraditional family dynamics. I made a film about a New Orleans madam who ran a brothel with her mother and daughter. This is a bit of a different story.
Let's make that clear.
Yeah, it's a different story, but it's still, you know, that's sort of what sustains the film for so many years, is seeing that relationship develop and grow.
You know, it's obvious when you see this film, your passion in what you do. It's a joy to watch. But being a chef ain't bing bag. So what's the worst part of the job?
I mean, there's a million things that go wrong every single day. I think the way that I'm still sane doing it is you sort of take that as a challenge. Mm-hmm. I mean, literally as I was getting here, our oven broke, and I got a bunch of phone calls about that. And it's like it takes a certain kind of person to enjoy and kind of thrive in an environment that is so kind of constantly changing and stressful. And
Stressful, indeed.
I mean, it's definitely, like you see in the film, like that night, while like the first pop-up in New York when I was freaking out, in hindsight, is just like a kind of bad night in service. And it's sort of, you get really accustomed to how to deal with kind of things going wrong.
Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today.
So
it's a great film. It's a fantastic story. Flynn.
Thank you.
Thank you. And if you'd like to watch the film, Chef Flynn, you can find out how to do that by visiting our website at metrofocus.org.